Hi guys, I'm making this video to try and help you distinguish between a genuine pair of Moscot Lemtosh and a fake pair. I myself own the tortoise pair of Lemtosh and they're very nice. I bought them at retail. They're absolutely the real thing. I decided that I also wouldn't mind a black pair, which I bought off eBay at a reduced cost, thinking they were second-hand but possibly genuine. Since receiving them I found out that they're fake, and I thought I'd make this video to help you guys and make sure that you guys don't get burnt too. So hopefully I'll show you a number of things that you'll be able to identify on your eBay auctions that will stop you from making the same mistake that I did. One thing to note is obviously when you buy the real ones you do get this card, but obviously I'm not sure how recently Moscot have started producing these, but you can get legit real pairs of Moscots for sale on eBay that don't have the card. So if we just forget the card for this video, even though it is a very good identifier of genuine sunglasses or normal glasses frames, so I'll put that to the side for the moment. The first thing, so I'll make sure that I keep, just to identify this again, the stuff on the left here are the fakes, and the items on the right here are the genuine. So the first thing I'll show you is the box. Sometimes you won't have the box, but most of the time I think on the eBay says you do see the box. So I'll show you the fake box. I'll bring both of them to the front here. So the first thing you'll notice about the box is that the fake one on the left here, the print is a lot yellower. It isn't grayscale at all, whereas the real box, all the print is more or less grayscale. You can tell this is more extreme on the inside. So you can see on the inside, the one on the left is way fainter, and the real box is a much better quality print. It's more grayscale, more or less completely saturated from colour. So that's a good identifier on the box. Apart from that though, they're more or less the same, but it's a good way of telling from the box, especially if the boxes more often than not are in the eBay auctions, and you will be able to see quite clearly how yellowy they are. Here you go, so real one on the right. The bottom of the box actually is a good indicator of this as well. If you look at the bottom of the box, the print is way more grayscale than the fake. Fake has got a yellow tinge. Cool, so that's the boxes. If they haven't got the box, then obviously you won't be able to tell. And the box doesn't always, I guess, identify whether the glasses themselves are going to be fake. I can't tell you much about the cases because I think Moscot did produce these cases. This is the fake one, and they've since changed the case on the genuine one, so I've got nothing to compare to. The new case that they're using is a lot nicer. It's leather, nice on the inside. Another thing to note is the cleaning cloth. So here's the fake one, here's the real one. You can see again the same thing with the boxes. The print here is more or less grayscale, and the cloth here is basically blue. The print has got a very blue tinge to it. Another thing you'll notice, obviously not for an eBay auction, but if you do buy a fake pairs, the feel of the cloth itself is very rough. The genuine one is very soft, very velvety. There's also a number of other quality issues with the fake one. I think you might be able to see that that's not a true square. Also, I'm not sure how recently Moscot have been doing this. The legit cloth has cut off corners, so you won't see real corners like that. Let me try and focus. So the fake one has square corners, the real ones have cut off corners on all 4 corners. Cool, so that's the cases and the cloths. If you can't tell by them, then obviously ultimately the glasses, the frames themselves are going to tell you. If I move these, I'll show you the first thing I noticed when I opened these was that if you compare the way they open to each other and compare the arms to each other, you can quite clearly see that the fake ones here on the left are more bowed. This makes them a lot more uncomfortable as well, and you can definitely tell the difference when trying these on. This genuine pair are very nice fit, very comfortable. This fake pair are very uncomfortable. The other thing to note is I do think there is a slight difference between the prominence of the keyhole middle. On the real pair, this keyhole is a bit more defined. On the fake pair, it looks a bit less defined. That's obviously a bit hard to tell in eBay photos though, so I'll talk you through the things that absolutely confirm for me that these were fake. The key difference, I think I noticed that on the real pair, the hinges themselves here are inlaid into the acetate and they're exactly flat, so there's no difference between the height of the acetate and the height of the hinge. We'll absolutely be able to see in photos how flat or flush that finish of the hinge is. So if you see that the hinge isn't completely flush with the actual acetate, then they could potentially be fake. These ones are very nice and flush, and they're completely straight, i.e. parallel to each other. These fake ones, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but they're not flush, they're a little bit indented, and also they're not straight at all. They're not parallel with each other. So that's one easy way to tell. You should be able to tell that from eBay photos when they're not. You can see that kind of unflushness. The key one though is if you look at the edges of the corners here, if you look down on here, the finish from the arm to the edge of the frame is not flush either. On the legit pair, the finish is completely flush. So if there's any overhang of any sorts from the frame, corners of the frame over the arm, I don't know if you can see that, there's a slight edge overhang. If there's any of that, they're pretty much certain they're fake. Also the engravings on the arms on the fake ones are engraved very thinly. On the legit ones they're printed in gold. On these ones the engraving looks a bit wobbly. I don't know if Moscot used to engrave before, but you can kind of tell from the quality there that the engraving is very wobbly. So the key thing for me really is that the lack of a flush finish on the corners here is the real indicator, and on the eBay photos in the auction you'll see that a lot of the fake ones where they have piles of Moscot boxes selling them at $50 to $60 or pounds, they're the ones that are most likely dodgy and don't have the flush finish here. Also, because of the lack of flush finish and the fact that the hinges are a little bit wonky and off, they don't close as nicely. See the way the arms aren't parallel to each other, whereas on the real pair it's more of a parallel shut. That's it really. I can't recommend buying the genuine pair more. They're way more comfortable, they look better, they fit better, and you can tell the quality straight away. It's light and day. Let me know if you have any further questions. Good luck. Hopefully you don't get burnt in the same way I did.